Changed my life far more than I ever thought it would. It's in a weird way almost kind of become part of my identity. Outside of my wife, it probably is the biggest part of my life right now.
I always kind of look at or think about what my life would be like without it, and it's hard to even think about that or imagine that just because it's so important to everything.
Like a couple of years ago, I couldn't have sat talking to you like this, like I am today. It's helped me find my confidence, and it's helped me, become more comfortable in myself.
After all these years, it's still going strong and arguably going even stronger than when we were first getting back into it. Pokemon just is my life. I'm Josh Wittenkeller. Some of you guys might know me as Jay Witts, and I'm a Pokemon trading card game caster. I played pretty much straight from day one. The first day that people had cards at school, I immediately went home, talked to my dad. I was like, hey, this looks really cool. Let's play it. We played all the time. We went to leagues. We built decks, and I just fell in love with it immediately. On the Nintendo 64, Pokemon Stadium came out. We got it. It was the first game I ever pre-ordered, and I had it at my house, and I told all my friends. And I had like 10 people over at my house that day. And it was then that I realized just how many people Pokemon can bring together, how much fun you can have with it. It's just really stuck with me ever since.
I'm Kay Dyson. I'm a commentator for the video game and from Pokemon Tournament. I used to play Yellow, play Pokemon Silver with my friends, and I sort of kept playing. Misty was my hero. I loved that she didn't take any nonsense from the boys. She cared about her family, she loved her Pokemon. Yeah, she was cool. I liked Misty. I got into playing like the competitive stuff, and when I got to university, me and my friends realised, hey, there's this giant Pokemon tournament in Birmingham. It's called a National. Should we go play? Yes. That was 2011. That was my first competitive tournament. That was my first Nationals.
I'm Ross Gilbert, and I'm a Pokemon trading card game caster. Well, I started playing as a very small child when the game very first came out. It was a very casual thing with my friends, and we bought the trading cards and we battled with them, and we would just go for the biggest, strongest Pokemon we could. So when I got a little bit older, I was in my 20s, and I did find out that Pokemon was still around and there was competitive play. So I went to my very first tournament, and my theory was that I had some alright Pokemon cards, and I won my very first game, felt really good about myself, and didn't win another game for 3 more tournaments, because it turns out there were strategies and decks, and I had a lot to learn.
I'm Aaron Zhang, and I'm a Pokemon video game caster. Growing up, Pokemon was always a really big part of my life. I got into the game earlier on, I think in 3rd or 4th grade, when everyone in the classroom had like a copy of Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and I was like, oh, I want to see what this is all about. I think Pokemon has definitely had the biggest influence in my life out of anything, really. My brother's 5 years younger than me, and growing up, it's kind of difficult to have similar hobbies when you have such a big age gap. I remember introducing it to him, and that's like the one hobby that we really share together, and even because of Pokemon, we really were able to share this really special bond.
Being a caster for Pokemon is kind of our dream.
It's super cool.
Being a caster for Pokemon is literally a dream come true.
Oh, hey, how's it going, Ross?
Oh, it's going superbly, sir. When I started doing my casting, when I started doing my commentary really at the grassroots level, this was all I wanted to do.
I'm sort of living my life's dream. I get to share my favorite moments about Pokemon. I get to meet people from all over the world. It's incredibly humbling. It's incredibly fun.
It's a really valuable resource to be able to educate people about the game that we really care and love so much about.
Firstly, you know that you're helping other people around the world see the tournament that's going on. You can help explain them, see this is why we love it so much. Getting the message out there saying, this is Pokemon, this is what we love doing, and come and play with us.
I get far more joy from watching 2 good players play and taking apart their play and seeing what they're doing and explaining it to people than I do from actually playing itself, because I can parlay it into YouTube, into my podcast, and it's something with which I can consume myself all the time.
We, a long time ago, always wanted to spread the Pokemon trading card game specifically. We felt like it was a super underrated aspect of the Pokemon franchise. We felt like there's a ton of strategy, a ton of stories to share. And we always wanted to share them. But now that there's Twitch, and now that people can see it from all over the world, it's been great. It gets bigger and crazier every year, and we're telling the stories that we wanted to all along.
I think storytelling is really important for anything that's competitive. As a caster, I tried to provide two things. One, a good story behind all the matches that we cast, and two, being able to really break down each game and kind of bring it to the next level and allowing players to see why, some plays are made or why high-level play is so cool.
I want to tell the stories. I want people to see these players, to see these matches, to see both the incredible triumphs and maybe the what-if misplays. I want people to watch a Pokemon match and remember it.
It's just a great opportunity to reach out to the Pokemon community in a different way. I think, as casters, it's really cool being able to walk out after games and having people tell you, like, hey, I really enjoyed that game you casted, or you did a good job. Being able to do something that I really love, it's just a really cool opportunity.
The best part about Pokemon is just that it's everywhere. It doesn't matter your age, your upbringing, who you are. Anybody can enjoy Pokemon in a million different ways, and the community is super welcoming.
I love the community aspect of it. I love knowing that there are people all around the world from completely different walks of life, like of all ages, all genders, all orientations, and everyone just meets up at these events.
The big thing I'll say about Pokemon is it really just opened my world up. When you start playing the game, you realize eventually, if I want to go to the big events, I'm going to have to travel outside of my local sphere. And doing that just helped me meet so many different kinds of people.
I've met people from all over the world, all over Europe, the US, and further afield, and I found nothing but lovely, caring, supportive, wonderful people. Because I think it's the game that leads to these experiences. Everybody not only wants to play the game, but they want to help other people play the game. So everyone that's playing has had that same supportive experience where they started playing the game, and everyone in their local community couldn't help more.
I was staff at the World Championships, and at the end of the closing ceremony, they lined all of the staff up outside the ceremony hall. And as everyone came out of the ceremony, we applauded, and you could see every kid's face light up as they came out and had this crowd of people standing there applauding them. We were clapping for them, they'd give us high fives, we'd cheer. Some people ran down the whole line of us giving us all high fives. You could tell every kid that came out of that hall, they felt like a champion. And that was just the most wonderful feeling, to know that we'd been part of that, to help make that happen. That was the best day.
It's just a fantastic way to make friends, lifelong friends that you'll know forever. It's really a community unlike any other in the gaming sphere that I've worked in.
The people I've met and the friends I've made have greatly influenced me. I think one of the best things about being in Pokemon is meeting people from all around the world and hearing about their experiences and sharing this one thing that you really love together. I think that definitely has had a huge impact on me, teaching me about different cultures and experiences and being able to make friends from all around the world. That is really awesome.
Pokemon is for everyone, and I think it's becoming more and more obvious that that's the case, which is really wonderful to see.
Follow your dreams. Don't give up. Just because someone says you can't do something doesn't mean that that's true.
If you want to be a competitive player, you want to win tournaments, you want to travel around the world proving that you are the very best, it's a great game to get into. If you just want to play, you want to meet up with your friends, it's all wonderful fun. And yeah, there's something in it for everyone.
Of the dozens of different communities I've involved myself with in my lifetime, I've never found that level of love and support that just permeates every level of Pokemon organized play.
At the end of the day, Pokemon's awesome because it just brings people together. It's honestly impacted me in such a big way, and I think anyone else you talk to in the competitive scene can tell you just how important Pokemon is to them. And so it's more than just a game, it's more than a franchise. For a lot of us, it's really one of the most influential parts of our lives. So I encourage people who might be even remotely interested in being a competitor, being a caster, being a casual viewer to just keep sticking along with it and supporting it, because the franchise still has a lot of juice in it, and I think there are a lot of great things to come in the future.